Hi and welcome to The Musician's Diet, a summary of tips, tricks, and inspiration that I have collected for you over this week. Subjects for this week are the quote of the week, a little fact about the origin of this show's name, and from the blog, a nice little practice/productivity nugget that I'm finding very helpful. This week's chord progression is a neo-soul inspired type loop, the lick of the week, which is taken from Marvel's Avengers. And lastly, what I'm listening to. This week's quote of the week is one that I found by Roman philosopher Epictetus, and it reads, "If you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, be your own." So this is taken from Merriam-Webster.com. The word diet first appeared in English in the 13th century. Its original meaning was the same as in modern English, habitually taken food and drink. But diet was used in another sense too in the Middle and early modern English periods to mean way of living. This is, in fact, the original meaning of diet's Greek ancestor, diata, which is derived from the verb diaitastan, meaning to lead one's life. In Greek, diata had already come to be used more specifically for a way of living prescribed by a physician, a diet, or other regimen. So in that sense, I choose to regard the word diet as that which I allow into my life. Now this can both reflect nutritional food choices, as well as information, regimens, rituals, habits, principles, tools, etc. I regard my diet, therefore, as a synergetic and holistic whole, feeding both my body and my mind to help me grow. This show aims to be a digest of these things, selected bites of variable sorts that I have found helpful, inspirational, valuable, or remarkable, and therefore I hope that they can be beneficial for you too. Now this idea stems from the fact that often we hear about creating routines, right? You have to have a routine for everything, a morning routine, a workout routine, a practice routine, an evening routine, name it. Now while there is absolutely a point to be made that routines can be very valuable and beneficial for your productivity, since essentially they embody or are a stack of habits, which are the catalyst of improving essentially everything in your life. If you want to learn more about the power of habits, I can highly recommend reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I have found that there is something to say for what is CrossFit's main tagline, routine is the enemy. Now this idea is twofold. First of all, if you are practicing something for improvement, for instance piano practice, and only doing the same thing over and over and over again, this will not make you grow as efficiently and effectively as possible. You need to change it up to challenge both your body, your motor system, and your mind. Practicing neighboring skills or focusing just on tiny parts of the skill can improve your overall proficiency with the skill. This is also why CrossFit is so damn effective if performed properly and safely, of course, where the goal is to get as fit as possible over as broad a spectrum as possible. They continually change up the workout and continually challenge your system so that you don't get used to something making it too easy and you go into autopilot mode. Secondly, and this is very important to me, things tend to get boring when you do them in the exact same way over and over and over again. So yes, there is absolutely value to be found in starting off in the exact same way, building up that momentum, if you will, and ingraining that habit into your system. But once you are there, I have found that I'm kind of slacking off every now and then when I do them in the exact same way for too long, right? I have to change it up, especially when they become virtually automatic. So there is something to be said for them becoming automatic so that you follow through. But in my own experience, I found that changing up my routine just a tiny little bit keeps things fresh, which makes me more likely to follow through. So the general idea here, what I'd like to propose, is to change the word routine to the word ritual, where your ritual is any given set of habits, workout, or whatever type of routine, which is important enough for you to do as a whole, but where the order of steps is allowed to vary. So a quick example how this could work on a morning routine: get up, stretch, drink a smoothie, journal, go for a run, meditate. Next day, you perform that same ritual, but now you get up, journal, drink a smoothie, meditate, go for a run, and stretch. So you're essentially doing the same thing, so just changing up the order keeps things fresh, tends to work very well for me. If you want to read a little bit more about this idea, I've written an entire blog post about this. Link is in the description below this video. This week's chord progression is one that I came up with. Well, in all fairness, I kind of stole it, but adapted it enough to keep it from being stealing, I hope. It's a neo-soul inspired loop in the key of F minor that goes from the 4 over the 2 over 5 to the 6, then from the 5 to the 1. Now, although I strongly advise to see for yourself what you can come up with in regards to how to play this, regarding timing, tempo, groove, and patterns, here's what I came up with. Now this lick is taken from the song The Rubber Band Man by the Spinners, which was made famous again quite recently because it's been featured in Marvel's Avengers. Now the lick appears in two versions in this tune. The first one is like this. Now this one is repeated many times throughout the song, so if you learn this one, then you can work your way through the entire song, almost like a riff. It goes from A flat to A to a thirds harmony with a B flat and a D on top, back to A flat, A, F, and E flat. To time it like it is played in the song, start 1/16th before the 3 and then play all 16ths, just every new 16th is the next note. Now the second one is more or less a variation on this first one, and it's only played once at the very start of the tune. It's kind of cool to see how this variation in timing, it's timed a little different, how this similar lick can be a different lick if you displace it like that. This week's What I Am Listening To, the artist tip is a guy called Ting Sek. And what I'm listening to now, more specifically, is his album Amygdala. It hosts a mixture of soul, funk, hip-hop, and singer-songwriter, as peculiar as that combination might be, but right up my alley, all these styles. The mix is truly great. Highly underrated artist, in my opinion, who crafts outstanding songs and grooves. That's it for this week. If you haven't yet, then please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, which I could like button, subscribe button, hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload new videos. Leave a comment letting me know what you think of this new format, what you'd like me to talk about. And lastly, I will leave you with a question to ponder. What differentiates you from other people in your field? Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.